Time for Alamogordo Town News on Crazy Radio. I'm Anthony Lucero. When it comes to news on 95.1 FM, weather always comes first. Halloween's going to be reminiscent of summer in the east with temperatures 20 to 30 degrees above normal. A cold front sweeping through the central U.S. will usher in more seasonable weather, along with some isolated severe thunderstorms in parts of the Midwest down to the Mississippi River Valley. The northwestern U.S. is going to remain unsettled with rain and snow. Closer to home, a roller coaster of weather is expected over the next week, with pleasant conditions through Saturday. Temperatures are going to be warming back up into the mid-70s to lower 80s by then. A cold front will enter the region on Sunday, bringing gusty winds and temperatures falling from the west to the east during the day. Most areas are going to have a chance for some precipitation on the weekend through Monday morning. Snow's possible over 6,500 feet. The coldest morning of the fall season is expected Tuesday, with high temperatures gradually warming back up towards average by Wednesday. We'll have another look at the weather following this news. Residents in the Bonita Lake area should be ready to evacuate as the Blue Front fire has now burned over 316 acres near Alto. Amanda Fry spoke to KRWG about the matter.
This is the last thing any of us want to deal with this late in the year, any time of year. But this year's been especially hard on folks in the Ruidoso and surrounding communities. So we just want them to know this is a full suppression effort. We are putting everything we've got at it, and we're bringing in more resources. And it's going to get this taken care of as quickly as possible.
Crews are working on the ground and in the air to fully suppress this fire. The Smoky Bear Hotshots, the Bonito Fire Department, the Ruidoso Office of Emergency Management, and Lincoln County Office of Emergency Services are responding. At last check, the fire was still 0% contained. Public safety officials will issue additional emergency alerts as needed. If you have any questions, 575-336-8600. Brianna Martinez, the last elected president of the Democratic Party of Otero County, I guess we could read that as the remnants of the party, appear to be attacking one of their own. Martinez appears to be posting opposition to Democrat Ashley Myers, who's currently opposing State Representative John Block for the 51st District. Some of the texts posted include, "She has no education, work experience, or political experience that makes her qualified for this position," and further claims that she has supported Republican candidates over Democrat candidates. It also airs out her dirty laundry regarding her past guilty plea. But here's the kicker. I'll read this verbatim. Ashley did not win a primary because her opponent, her friend and former boss, dropped out of the race. This forced us to be stuck with her. She comes from a Republican background and is a former Republican. Isn't that exactly what happened with regards to both Sarah Silva and Kamala Harris? That being said, I'm willing to bet Martinez still pulls the lever for Harris. And as far as being a former Republican, I wonder if Martinez is equally offended that Liz Cheney is campaigning for Harris. She goes on to say to leave that section of the ballot blank, suggesting that John Block already has this in a bag anyway. I like Ashley. Do I agree with her politically? No, but I don't agree with most people politically. I've proven that repeatedly right here. Her strength as she fights cancer and simultaneously running for office without the support of a local party is commendable. Now, I always expect certain levels of mudslinging, but in the campaign, I never expected it from the jackasses of the Democratic Party of Otero County. The fact that this is posted against Myers, by who appears to be Martinez, we do have to ask, is this a post Brianna Martinez herself did publish? And if so, is this an official statement by the Democratic Party of Otero County or the Democratic Party of New Mexico? General Hydronics Utilities is going to be conducting traffic control at the intersection of East 10th and New York through tomorrow. As the main water line is being replaced, sewer pipe bursting will begin on the west alley of the 900 block. Please exercise caution when navigating the area and watch out for workers. Tularosa Municipal Schools reminds all that today is the last day for the NHS Penny Drive. Right now it looks like sophomores are winning, and remember all proceeds go to CAPT. Bring your pennies. Congratulations are in order to the Inn of the Mountain Gods, the tribal destination of the year 2024 through 2025, recognized at the 26th Annual American Indigenous Tourism Conference. Well, today is Thursday. It's time for a Thursday Thought from our good friend, Pastor Lauren Noble.
Good morning, 95.1 listeners. This is Pastor Lauren with our Thursday Thought. The other day, someone asked me how I thought the political climate has changed. As I thought about that, I thought, I'm not so certain it has. The Jews were expecting a Messiah, a king from the lineage of David, who would lower taxes, lower the interest rate at the lenders, and replace their current government that they were not happy with. Of course, the king they got, Jesus, was not political in nature, nor was he an earthly king. He was meant to be an eternal king. But just makes me wonder, has it changed that much? Because I look at the election that we're going into, and no matter who you cast your vote for, and I do encourage you to cast your vote, aren't we essentially hoping for the same things? Lower taxes, lower lending rates, and to replace the government that we are not happy with. So has the political climate changed? No, I don't really believe that it has, because humanity hasn't changed, and I'm not so sure that it's ever going to change. So most probably not just our country, but many different countries in the world probably are after the same thing, a lower interest rate and, replace the government that they don't like and lower taxes. So I don't know if it will ever change, but we hope so. And I do encourage you to vote this year and vote for the candidate of your choice, though I'm not happy with either one of our choices, but so it is. Let me say a prayer for us. Lord, I do pray for the election this year, and I'm not satisfied with either one of the candidates, and I'm not sure much is going to change no matter who gets into office because, there's other branches of government than just the president, but I do hope for the best for our country and encourage people to vote and to think about who they're casting their vote for, not just on issues they may like abortions or gun rights or whatever, but to do some soul searching before they cast their vote and vote for the best candidate. Amen. Until we meet up again on the airwaves, blessings to you.
News from around the state in just a moment. This is Alamogordo Town News on Crazy Radio. I'm Anthony Lucero.
This is Lieutenant William Skaggs with Alamogordo Fire Department. We would like to wish the community of Alamogordo a happy and safe Halloween. We would also like to extend an invitation to all the trick-and-treaters to come by our main stations to receive some candy on Halloween evening. Fire Station 1 at 619 Texas Avenue, Fire Station 5 at 1492 South Florida, and Fire Station 6 at 3100 North Florida will be handing out candy to all the ghouls. Please come by and see us on Halloween night.
Local news from local perspectives, from local voices. AlamogordoTownNews.org. Local sports, local events, and local happenings and more. Nonprofit owned and operated by Second Life Media. We are Otero County. AlamogordoTownNews.org. Heard daily on Crazy KALH Radio 95.1.
Directory Plus is the right size book. It's the book if you need a phone book.
That's what just one person has to say about Directory Plus. With its red cover, features, colorful yellow pages, and lots more, it's no wonder people all over use Directory Plus.
It has so much more information. You can cross-check phone numbers or addresses or pretty much anything.
Look on the plus side, Directory Plus.
I'm a big fan of Directory Plus.
37-year-old Ruben Jose Trujillo has been arrested after robbing a family dollar and firing a round at an employee. This happened on Monday in Vado. Trujillo was arrested and booked into the Donna Ana County Detention Center for armed robbery, aggravated burglary, 2 counts of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, and criminal damage to property. 38-year-old Christopher Kirby of Albuquerque was arrested for shooting and killing his 72-year-old father. On the night of the shooting, his father stopped by to talk to Kirby, who pointed pepper spray at his father, telling him to put his hands up. Then Kirby pulled out a gun and fired several shots. Kirby's mother ran to a neighbor's home for safety as he drove away. Then he called 911 to report that he shot his father and told dispatch where he was. Officers came and took him into custody. Kirby faces charges of murder, aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, and tampering with evidence, and he's currently incarcerated in the Metro Detention Center. Family members told police that Kirby has been suffering from a mental illness. Mary Montoya of Tucumcari will spend the next 6 years behind bars after her 5 dogs mauled and killed 64-year-old Stanley Hart last year. Investigators say Mary Montoya and her son owned 5 dogs, and she let them roam freely. The dog, who has since been euthanized, one of those dogs, who has since been euthanized, had a history of aggressive behavior and bit 2 other people on separate occasions. Montoya will serve her sentence at the Quay County Detention Center. New Mexico Republican U.S. Senate candidate Nella Domenici visited the border near Sunland Park yesterday. She decided she needed to visit just ahead of Election Day because she believes the top 3 issues New Mexicans are facing are cost of living, crime, and the border. And she said she wanted to learn more about border issues. Currently, Domenici trails incumbent Democrat Senator Martin Heinrich by 11 points. Former President Donald Trump is campaigning in Albuquerque this afternoon. This is his first visit to New Mexico in several years. Steve Jones, a Republican candidate for New Mexico's 1st Congressional District, spoke to KOAT about it.
The mayor and the governor have blocked the 2 prior attempts. The Trump campaign now has a lease in hand for the event on Thursday.
Mayor Keller said Trump wasn't allowed to use other venues like the convention center because they weren't available and because he has a current debt. Trump's rally will be at CSI Aviation near the Sunport at noon. Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton sued a pediatric endocrinologist, Dr. Hector M. Granados of El Paso, for allegedly providing gender transition treatments to children as young as 12. A Texas law that took effect in September 2023 and was upheld by the Texas Supreme Court this past June prohibits gender transition medical interventions such as surgeries, puberty blockers, and cross-sex hormones for minors. But Texas State Representative Mary Gonzalez told KFOX that this has more to do with politics than protecting children.
I'm more concerned that the Attorney General is continuing to use El Paso as a political punching bag. The risk for El Pasoans specifically is that we want our young people to grow up in a society and a community that helps them grow in healthy and safe ways. This bill and what's happening right now is counter to that.
No, I think I'd say the doctor is counter to letting kids grow up safely and is in defiance of the Hippocratic Oath. Paxton said Granados engaged in false, misleading, and deceptive acts in order to intentionally conceal the unlawful conduct by falsifying medical records, prescriptions, and billing records. Granados is not speaking with the media. Sports and weather are coming up next. This is Alamogordo Town News on Crazy Radio. I'm Anthony Lucero.
They are role models and educators. Their work requires a great deal of time and energy for very little pay. Who are these unsung heroes?
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks, Coach.
The simple truth about education-based athletics in New Mexico is this. Without a committed team of coaches and administrators, it just wouldn't be possible. School sports, they bring out the best in all of us. This message presented by the New Mexico Activities Association and the New Mexico Athletic Directors Association.
There are 34 matches for New Mexico volleyball today, including Mescalero at Lordsburg, Capitan at Cloudcroft, 8 games for New Mexico football. All of those games are up north. Your Crazy Radio spot on weather forecast for the Tularosa Basin today calls for sunny skies. Partly cloudy tonight, mostly sunny tomorrow with a 20% chance of precipitation. Your high today in the basin, 69. Low tonight of 48. High tomorrow, 75 degrees. In Cloudcroft, sunny skies today, partly cloudy tonight, mostly sunny tomorrow with a 30% chance of precipitation, and winds will be gusting as high as 15 miles per hour. Your high today for Cloudcroft, 51. Low tonight of 34. Wind chill is going to make it feel like it's 29. High tomorrow, 57 degrees. Local breaking news can be found on our website, alamogordotownnews.org, and learn more about Crazy Radio by visiting kalhradio.org. Also check out the Crazy KALH Radio YouTube channel. That's where we post our daily newscasts, complete interviews, and other information which concerns everyone in the Tularosa Basin. Be sure to give this video a like and subscribe to our channel if you've not done so already. That way you too can remain informed of the goings-on in the Tularosa Basin. That concludes today's edition of Alamogordo Town News on Crazy Radio. I'm Anthony Lucero.